You're the only mom that's actually confused at how her own mom was able to do this. How are you able to wake up, get yourself dressed, get me ready, take me to daycare or school, go to work a full shift?
So I was just talking about this with a friend of mine, and I was like, how did our parents do this growing up? Like, this makes no sense. Parenting is exhausting, and I have one child who's 10. And then I remembered that my mom was able to do this growing up because she had a village. I had a nanny when I was growing up. We had a cleaner. We had, like, my mom cooked, but she didn't do any of the dishes because there was somebody that did all of that for us. So she had time to work, take care of herself, be a wife, be a mother. She had time because she had help, aka the village. And the problem about raising children in America is you don't have that village. There's none. So every time I go back to Cameroon and I'm at my mom's house, I am like, I could have 100 kids right now. Because what? When it's time to cook, I don't go grocery shopping. Somebody else goes to the market and buys all the things that I need. All I have to do is actually cook and taste the food and make sure it tastes good, because guess what? Somebody can turn it if I need to. Someone's gonna do the dishes and clean the kitchen and mop the floor and set the table and take the dishes off the table. So at the end of the day, I can really do the things that I enjoy doing, which is actually cooking, actually spending time with my son, because somebody else is doing everything else like laundry. And anyway, all that was possible growing up because my mother had a village. I don't have that village in America, so raising kids is exhausting. It's not the way it was because, again, the village. And that's why it's so important to have a village, because if you have a village, everything becomes easier. And that's why you see like a lot of African parents go, oh, you guys only have 1 or 2 kids now. You don't have a lot of kids like we did. Excuse me? You had a lot of kids because you didn't have to do everything for your kids. I have a friend who has never even showered her kids. Not because she doesn't want to, but because she has nannies who do that for her. So she never has to. And again, that's in West Africa, not in America, of course. And she moved to America and she was like, oh my God, life here is so hard. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, parenting is exhausting. I'm like, you think? Because you got to do everything on your own. When you got to do everything alone, it's going to be exhausting. When you have help and a village, it makes life so much easier, I promise. Anyway, that's my take on that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know if you experienced this growing up, or you're experiencing this now as a mother, or you kind of understand what I mean by like the importance of having a village. And like I'm saying, in America, you can't have that village. You just have to be able to afford it. Meanwhile, in other places in the world that I've been to, you can have the village at a not cheaper cost, but the village is more affordable. Let me put it that way. And even if you can't afford the village, there's always somebody around you who's willing to do something for you. Versus in America, where it's like everybody for themselves, God for us all. Everybody's like on their own, figuring out their lives. Meanwhile, in other countries or in other, like where I grew up, the neighbor looks out for you. If the neighbor's picking up her kids from school, she's going to pick up your kids from school. And the next week when you do that, you're going to pick up her kids. So everybody works together for the good of everybody. Make sense? Anyway, that's my take on that.